Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the garage. So it has been quite a while. I think this is probably the longest I've gone without posting up a video in quite a long time. Anyhow, in the last video I was sick, I got over that cold, and then it was time to go hunting. So if you follow me on the Instagram at TurboTom, you will have seen we did pretty good. Now when I say pretty good, I don't just mean me, I mean as a camp as a whole. We were hitting the bucks good. I mean, those does were hiding from them, buddy. I think the only doe I saw was being chased on the beach by a buck, and he was hot on her. So anyhow, I did phenomenal in my opinion. The deer I shot, I am very happy with it. So happy, in fact, that deer is actually at the taxidermist. So when I got back from the hunting camp, had to deal with all the meat and all that, grind it up, get everything sorted into bags with the roasts and the back straps, the tenderloins, get everything vacuum sealed and ready to go. Then just need a couple days to decompress from vacation. So anyhow, that leads us to today. And really, this is just kind of like an update video, but because, well, I got some work to do. I haven't touched the four-wheeler yet since I brought it back from the camp. And as you can see, that marsh grass is all in this thing, and the water down there in the marsh is kind of like a brackish, so it's definitely got some salt in it. So I need to take care of that. I mean, some of these wheels are going to have to come off to get some of that marsh grass out of there. Also, we got more tire problems with this thing. For whatever reason, I can't get this tire to seal up. I know there are a couple plugs in it. Actually, I think they're in the sidewall. Well, there's one right there. So we might have to get a new tire for this side. It is what it is. Tried to make it work, and oh well. And somehow I managed to get the winch hook back past the rollers on there. I can't remember what they're called right now, but I think part of the problem with that is when we were doing the well pump, the winch cable got all kinds of tore up, and honestly that cable probably needs to be replaced. As you can see, it did wear a nice hole in that bumper while I was getting that well pump out. The other thing is, when I came back from the hunting camp, it had snowed here in Pennsylvania. So needless to say, I barely made it up the driveway with this little trailer and this truck because of these tires. Yeah, they're pretty bad. If it wasn't for traction control, this thing would just be spinning constantly in the rain. So I need to get some new wheels and tires for the truck. Well, I haven't decided completely wheels wise what I'm doing. Thinking about maybe hopping up to a 22. But I'm also thinking about maybe going with a bigger tire, go to like a 35 by 12.5. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know yet. But for the time being, just to get us by until I figure out what I want to do, because honestly, it's just foolish of me to keep driving this truck like that. If I go to work and it's, you know, raining, it's just going to be a bad situation, and I have let it go for too long. But that's where these bad boys come in. If you've been watching the videos, I think they've been here the entire time. They were originally a spare set for Caitlin. They are Nitto Terra grapplers on 18-inch wheels. They're 305 60/18. Not sure how big that is, but I do know with the offset of these wheels, they do poke out a little more, which I don't like. Beats up the truck, but the situation we're in, that's what we need to do. So we're going to slap those on the truck, so that way we can just be safe, and if we have a problem with snow, we can get somewhere, because they do still have a fair bit of tread on them. They're not bald like our current Kumos. And because I know people are going to ask, these are 20 by 9 Raceline Raptor wheels with a positive 20 offset. The positive 20 offset I actually really like with these, because as you look at the truck, it keeps most of that tire in the fender well, so you're not just kicking crap all over the truck. And as you can see, my trucks, as you all know, also are always dirty. I can't keep them clean. Part of that's because of the stone driveway, but the other part is I just don't clean my stuff very often. So we're definitely not going to go with something like an American Force wheel. That would be overkill for this truck. Sorry for all the rambling, but that's where I've been. That's kind of what we're going to get into tonight, is just clean the four-wheeler up, getting those wheels and tires on the truck. But first, we're going to do a little unboxing of some projects that we have coming up. You might be asking yourself, why don't you do that all in one? And the reason is I don't have a game plan yet. I got to get everything out of the box to have that game plan going on. Whatever, you get it. But anyway, we have a winch for the trailer. This is a 12K Badland winch. We have some jacks here for the back of the trailer, so that way when we're backing the truck off the trailer, it's not trying to lift the back of Caitlin up. For the time being, I've just been throwing an 8x underneath there and it's worked fine. We need a more permanent solution, and these jacks are going to be the way we go about it. We have a wireless winch remote and this handy dandy tongue box. So we're going to be installing all this stuff over the next couple of weeks. But I think I want to enclose this area of the trailer off, because with the box kind of slid forward here a little bit, so it's just barely off. I can still get in there, and that'd be a perfect place to store our jacks, some chain, stuff like that. So I got to figure out a game plan for all that. But for now, let's just open this winch up. This stuff's kind of self-explanatory. We'll take a look, because Black Friday's coming up, and this is a Harbor Freight winch, but I have heard good things about it. But hey, maybe you'll be able to get an even better deal on it. There is our Badland ZXR 12,000 winch. It is a 12,000 pound winch with steel cable. I think these are called a Fairlead. I'm sure somebody will correct me, but we got that hook, power cables, control box, what looks to be some relays. So a bunch of stuff going on here. I got to figure out exactly how I want to go about mounting this and getting it all installed. I definitely want to have a battery and a solar charger on the truck, but also have it tied into the electrical so it's being charged while it's hooked up to the truck. And like I said, I would like to have it all enclosed in a box. I don't know about using this box for that, so that's why we're not going to be installing this tonight, because I really think, I don't know if I want to put that winch here and take up a little of the room, but I guess it wouldn't be that awful much. Isn't bad. And actually, if I make a plate up, we could mount it right there. We don't lose hardly any room at all. We could probably put a battery next to it. That'd probably work out well. Also, we can make a plate, kind of put it up here like that, which I think would be good. So just a matter of figuring out what we want to do. Let me know your opinions, your thoughts. I'm definitely going to give this a good look over and decide what I want to do. But yeah, what we could also do, now that I'm thinking about it, we can mount it right there and then put our battery and all down underneath where I was thinking about putting that wire mesh. And that's probably the best idea of how to do it. Like I said, I'm rambling. I don't know. One other thing about all this stuff, guys, the toolbox, the winch, the wireless remote, the jacks, this is all Harbor Freight stuff. I am very anti-Harbor Freight. This is probably the first stuff I've bought from there myself. Remember, we had some power tools when I was in school and they were just complete garbage. But anything I've read on the reviews and all, this winch is supposed to be very reliable and be good. I've heard some of the reviews were not too favorable about the wireless remote, but we're going to give it a go. And then these jacks, I haven't opened them up yet, but they're Hallmaster jacks. Looked them up, and a lot of other places have these same jacks at a little bit more expense. And from what I've seen of the box is I gotta unlock it. The box seems to be very high quality, so there is a little bit of a seal, but I would not guarantee that it's going to seal. But we're going to give this stuff a shot, and if it doesn't work out, we'll replace it and, you know, get some good shit. But we're going to give this Harbor Freight stuff the old college try. First snafu, like I said, these have been sitting out for a long time, and there's no air in them, which whatever. I kind of knew that when I was taking them down and figured, oh, not a problem, just fill them up once I get them all on there. But there is a problem. So as you can see the rear there, that jack's all the way down and I can't get it out. So I'm gonna have to pump these bad boys up before we move to the front. Yeah, like I said, knew there wasn't gonna be much air in them, but didn't think it'd be that bad. All right, well, I got these back ones all pumped up, so I get the jack out, and I think I got 40 pounds in them, and I don't know if you guys can see it bubbling up there, but it's leaking at the bead. So this is not gonna work. Yeah, I can't tell if it's, I guess it's just the tire leaking. I don't know if it's leaking through the wheel or what, because as you can see, the wheels are in pretty bad shape from sitting out, and they weren't the greatest when I got them a couple years ago anyway. So definitely gonna have to get tires sooner rather than later. These aren't gonna hold us over. Though in other news, definitely makes the truck look more aggressive with the bigger sidewall. I don't know if it's just the sidewall or just having the more aggressive, bigger tire. I'm gonna have to figure out what size these are, you know, standard wise. What is it? Yeah, 305/60/18. So that is, I just looked it up. These are 305/60/18. They are actually like a 32.5 by 12. These are 305/55/20s. And they're roughly the same size. If anything, I think they're a ½ inch taller, according to the calculator. But, you know, just the fact that this one has tread definitely makes it look bigger, but also the fact that we have a bigger sidewall. So I'll be honest, I'm leaning towards maybe we'll just keep the race lines. We'll get a set of 35 by 12.5s and throw under this thing. And yeah, something, I don't know, maybe a little more aggressive than a Terra Grappler. I'm not sure, but yeah, we definitely got to get them soon because yeah, the weather's going to get bad. Only going to get worse. Bippity boppity boop boom. And there we are. We're back on our bald Kumos. Yeah, definitely gonna take care of this tire problem. But I want to show you on this one that was leaking real bad. I guess it's just the aluminum, the coating or whatever that was on them. Where was it? Over here. Yeah. See, that whole coating's coming off. Yeah, that's no bueno. Like I said, they were just junk wheels and tires that I picked up cheap a couple years ago, and then I had kind of made it a point to not run this truck in bad weather. I've since gotten over that, though on extremely bad days, old Moby Dick's going to take over, but that could use a set of tires too. I'm kind of tough on tires and brakes and things of that nature, but that's not going to change. So I'm going to start working on the four-wheeler, try and get some of this grass and all out of there, but it's cold enough. I'm sure most of it's frozen up, so I don't think I'll get very far. Probably have to pull the race truck out, which won't be tonight, and that way I can work on this thing in the garage, because I definitely got to get all that shit out of there. It's no good. And wash all that salt and shit off. So guys, I know just kind of an uneventful night, a little bit of an update. Hey, I'm just getting back into it. I was on vacation for, well, 2 weeks, and maybe, well, a little bit more than that, and deer season's starting up here in Pennsylvania here in a few days. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel, and get out in your garage, get the wrenching on your truck.